My name is Tyler Black. I'm the Vice President of Product for Kabam.
Hi, I'm Nick Anderson. I'm Head of Publishing for Kabam.
All right, so earlier today, you guys announced your latest game, King Arthur Legends Rise. Before we get into it, why don't you give us a brief little overview of what you guys are doing with this game?
It's an amazing squad RPG that we're creating. It's cross-platform. It's our first big partnership using Unreal. We're really excited to take this expansion.
Yeah, it's our first real foray into sort of like a new IP area, new sort of genre area. Super excited here.
Your last few hits have all been like Disney and Marvel licensed IPs. So where did the decision come from, or what made you decide that you guys wanted to do something original this time around?
We have that great track record of working with those big brands, and we want to try to balance that out a little bit and show that we can also tell our own stories. We can also come up with our own original narratives and our own original IP.
Yeah, the goal here is like to enable our storytellers to tell the best stories possible, like irrespective of the source.
So let's talk about the combat a little bit. It seems like a very traditional turn-based RPG. Is that a fairly accurate assessment?
Traditional is an interesting word because I think it's recognizable. We want it to be really accessible, so people who love these turn-based RPGs will see it and they'll be like, okay, I can play this. But as you get into it, you'll see why this one is a little bit different and a little bit of the secret sauce that we've put into King Arthur.
Yeah, so like we want people to feel comfortable. We want them to feel at home and know that this is a game for them, and then be like surprised and delighted by the various dynamics that we introduce through our skills.
Yeah, one thing I noticed when we were doing the demo is you've made it easy for people to sort of streamline their experience. Is that sort of a result of creating a game that you want people to not just experience on consoles, but also like on mobile devices and tablets and things like that?
Yeah, we want King Arthur to be a cross-platform game. And so regardless of how you're playing it, on the train or at work or at home or whatever, we want you to be able to have a really good experience. And streamlining it needs to open up the approachability of the game based on what you're doing. But it's kind of one of those games that's easy to learn but hard to master.
Yeah, accessibility is at the core of the experience. However you want to interface with King Arthur, you will be right interfacing with King Arthur. From controllers, keyboard and mouse, touch displays, etc., we want to be there for the player.
That's awesome. So it seems like we were talking a little bit beforehand, like weapons are going to be a big part of how you strategize before going into combat. Can you talk about those a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. We call them relics, right? So you collect heroes, and each hero has a selection of relics that you can also collect that really change how that hero plays. The hero will always have a distinct feel and ability and characteristic to them, but then you can kind of mix and match based on your play style and the challenge that's in the game that you're trying to overcome as well by mixing in the right relic.
Yeah, it's really about like facilitating strategy and enabling a player to like, if I like Arthur and I want to be Ice Arthur, you should be able to be right in that scenario and take them into that conquest.
Very cool. As far as like your party composition goes and things like that, is this a game where people come in and out as the story unfolds, or do you build up like sort of a roster of characters to put into your party?
Yeah, so as the player goes through the story, they'll unveil more and more about who the other characters in this world are, and some of them might be enemies, some of them might be friends. But over time, you do build up that collection of characters. And this is where we lean into what Kabam's been really good at, which is helping players build up this collection of heroes that they really, really love and identify with.
Awesome.
Yeah, so there are companions that you will meet and who will join you on your journey, similar to what you saw in our demo here. And then there are others that you might be able to collect through some of our like Kabam's like a special like sort of secret sauce around building up collections.
Nice. Awesome. I guess I'm curious, what were some of the games you were looking to for influence as you were beginning to develop it, and how did you draw upon those influences?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's lots of games that the studio and the company have used as reference for these, and we're fans of a lot of these games. Raid Shadow Legends is a great game. It's a good example of a real tactical squad RPG. We love Diablo and being able to like tell a gritty story and like create really rich environments. Some games like that.
Yeah, we've looked around across like the realm of role-playing games and taken great inspiration from our aesthetics to our mechanics in both turn-based and action RPG like genres.
So it sounds like there are going to be some points in the game where you'll be making a few decisions. Like, I'm curious how decision making plays into the overall game experience.
We'll reveal a bit more about that because the story is so key to this game. I don't want to give too much away of the story just yet, but yeah, we'll see in the coming months how that story unfolds.
To reiterate, no spoilers.
Fair enough. So yeah, another big thing that was part of the announcement today, as you mentioned, is this was shown off during the State of Unreal. You guys are using Unreal to develop this game. What's your guys' experience been like working with Unreal?
It's been unreal. No, it's been really, really good. It's been a really productive partnership. Everybody at Epic has just been really positive and awesome to work with. It's also enabled our team to just move really fast and hit a high quality bar that Kabam has. But as we go into PC and try to launch with PC and mobile right off the hop, we can hit a PC quality bar that Unreal helps us get to with relatively little effort.
It's been a breeze. Like, frankly, we've had like great support from our partners at Unreal. It's really sort of kickstarted our development, sort of hypercharged our development, and enabled like new things that we didn't realize were possible.
This is just the first time you're showing this off to the public, like your first announcement. So there's obviously a lot more to come here, right?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more in the coming months. We've got the website up at playkingarthur.com. That's where we're going to release most of the news, and all of our socials are through there as well. But yeah, this is the first step in a pretty epic journey.
Oh, I like that.
Hey.
Yeah, and also you can wishlist on Steam.